The easy move, the money, even money bet is Daniel Murphy goes to DH. Probably not that adroit in the field. Colorado could slide then Ryan McMahon from second to first. Brendan Rodgers could play at second. He's ready to go. Or they could put Garrett Hampson at second. Another option might be McMahon stay at second and Ian Desmond play some at first base. You could also use Murphy at first and the oft-injured fragile one known as DD, David Dahl, could also DH. And there's another player in Colorado this year that doesn't get a lot of attention, but he's getting ready to right now. That's right. It's a player that I think you got to keep your eye on. His name is, ready? Sam Hilliard. Hilliard had a 35-homer, 22-steal season for AAA Albuquerque last year. He came up the last 5 weeks of the season. He hit .273 with 7 home runs in those 5 weeks. Okay, so average it how you want to. It's more than 1 a week. And if you have 6 months in a season and 4 weeks in a month, you've got at least 25 homers. I know we're not playing that many games this year, but I'm just projecting out what Sam Hilliard can do for the Colorado Rockies. I like the Hilliard option. Now, I know they've tinkered around with Hampson. I know they've got this prospect that we've heard so much about over the years in Brendan Rodgers. Again, I don't know that the DH in Colorado will affect just one player. It may affect more. We'll keep our eye on it. Let's go out to L.A. The Dodgers are loaded. Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts are in the outfield. They've got Matt Beatty. They've got Enrique Hernandez, Jock Peterson, A.J. Pollock, Chris Taylor. Beatty can play first. Pollock outfield. Taylor all over. You've also got Max Muncy, who can play all the infield positions, and Gavin Lux. Now, probably keeping Peterson and Pollock in a left field split makes the most sense. That means Pollock gets less at bats, of course. Peterson's a beast against right-handed pitching. Muncy has crushed lefties, so he probably doesn't need to partner up. So the DH spot may turn into a Beatty-Hernandez platoon. Beatty has good lefty pop. He hits righties. Hernandez hits righties. Of course, that doesn't mean they'll actually play the DH position. You could play them around, and you could put other players in that position. And again, that's what I was saying with Chappie earlier. The National League DH is more of a revolving door, but we get more people playing than we normally would. We talked about the Mets. We talked about the Brewers. Let's talk about the Phillies. Andrew McCutchen is ready to play. He's coming back from last year's torn ACL, and it makes sense to ease him back into action some at DH. Jay Bruce, not a great fielder, but he can play some outfield. And when McCutchen is ready, and that may be sooner than later, then Bruce seems like the natural left-handed DH in Philadelphia. But there's also talk of Alec Bohm, prospect extraordinaire who doesn't have a position. He can play first base, and frankly, Rhys Hoskins can't catch a cold. So what we could do, Philadelphia, is we could have Rhys Hoskins DH full-time, possibly, Alec Bohm, and remember, Bruce can play some first base. But I feel like the Phillies will make good use of that DH position. And if Bohm is truly ready, it's an opportunity for him. The Pirates I have no clue what they're going to do. They've got Jose Ozuna, who has some power, a 285 on base percentage and 623 plate appearances. They've got Josh Bell. They've got Colin Moran. And they've got Charlie Hayes' son, Ke'Bryan. I think it's a failing grade for Pittsburgh if we were going to class. And I don't want to spend too much time there. I do want to talk about the Cardinals. With Matt Carpenter. Yeah, the Pirates just don't. Polanco might be the most logical with the sore shoulder surgery from last year. And if he's healthy, avoiding sliding catches or jamming that shoulder again. Polanco's an incredible talent. I personally like Polanco at DH for Pittsburgh. He doesn't hit lefties that great, but he's probably the best player they have on the field. The Cardinals, I've heard talk about Matt Carpenter being the DH. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So you say, okay, Arnie, then who do you see? Well, okay, the Cardinals have a lot of money tied up in Dustin Fowler. I don't think he's a great option, but they got money invested in him, and so he's probably going to play. And they've got Tyler O'Neill, who is the right-handed power bat. And they've got Harrison Bader, who's the best outfielder of the three. And what I understand is he's changed his approach at the plate. Things are better. So there might be your three outfielders. But then, of course, there is Dylan Carlson, who I'm enamored with. Five-tooler. Probably the second best defensive outfielder behind Bader. But in my opinion, the best offensive player of the four. I like the fact that you can now take Dylan Carlson and play him every day, St. Louis. I think it's a great play for a DH to have Dylan Carlson take on that role for the Redbirds. We've talked about the Padres. I really don't want to spend much time on the Giants. We've talked about the Nationals. I guess I'll talk a little bit about the Padres. I think Joey Bart, the rookie prospect, highly rated prospect catcher, may now become the catcher, and Buster Posey may move to DH some. Hunter Pence seems to be the most logical choice at DH for the Giants. They've got Alex Dickerson. They signed him. They've got Mike Yastrzemski. They've got this guy named Austin Slater. He hit 285 against lefties. So Hunter Pence may not get all of the DH at bats, but he could certainly log a lot of them. And the other option then would be Joey Bart. Bart played only 22 games, though, at AA. None at AAA. And that would be an aggressive promotion for a team like the Giants. But they do have the four outfielders in Dickerson, Pence, Slater, and Yastrzemski. They also have guys like Steven Duggar and Chris Shaw. Let's face it, the Giants are not that good, but they do now get to add another bat to the lineup. So there we go. Guys, it's great to be with you tonight. That's just a look at the effect of the designated hitter in the National League. Thank you for being here with me on Tuesday night. It's Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. Coming up next in a few minutes, Phil Chaplin, Chappie's Chat on the Lenny Melnick Fantasy Network.